All right, guys, welcome to the show. The stars, Ashton and Fedor. How's it going, Ashton? Merry Christmas. All right, hey, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, man.
Hey, Matt. Been a couple of weeks since we've done a video.
Yeah, been a while. The elections are final.
Final.
They've been certified, and let's jump right into it. Remember?
Yep.
We wrote down our predictions.
Yeah, we wrote down predictions, and we wrote down what we thought, who we thought was going to win from everything we saw and heard,
based
all
on,
the way up to right before.
Based on what we were watching and seeing, we
It's
wrote
not
down.
who we wanted to win.
No.
It's who we. If I had a bet in my house, this is what I would have done.
Right.
But it's not who I wanted.
Well,
Some of these.
let's get right into it. So
All right.
we had the mayor race, right?
Yeah.
I thought that Robertson was going to win.
Yep.
I was hoping that Quintana was going to win. I wrote
Me
down
too.
2 columns. I wrote down who I thought and who I wanted. So I'd wanted Quintana to win. But
Yeah, me too.
I saw that not happening.
Yeah. So you went with Robertson.
I went with Robertson.
And I had wrote down Robertson.
Okay.
Like you said, I wanted Quintana to win.
Well, you
I
have a
walked
whole.
forward
Remember, you
to-
have the incumbent. The incumbent.
Yeah, so the incumbent, that's a big deal.
That's a huge
And on
thing.
that particular race, when the third person, when Mrs. Solis
that's
joined
right.
that race,
We had the spoiler coming
yeah,
up.
when she joined that race, that made me kind of really think, oh, it's going to be harder now.
Yeah.
Way harder.
That was a huge hill for Luis Quintana to overcome. So.
Yeah.
But I don't think we've heard the last of Lewis.
No.
And I'll write that down too. I don't think we've heard the last of Lewis. So
Awesome.
the next one we had was a council race, was Louis Franco versus Sarah Guerra.
Yes.
Again, we had an incumbent race,
Yes.
right? Sarah Guerra is the incumbent. I thought Sarah would win. That's who I wrote down. But I also wrote down that I wanted Franco to win.
Yes. So same, if I had a bet in my house, I would put it on Sarah on that race. I did want Franco to win. I was trying to help him, reaching out to people and but
Okay. The other council race we had was the Trujillo versus Moreno race.
Yeah.
And I thought, now there again, the incumbent.
The incumbent.
Trujillo's the incumbent. I thought Trujillo would win, and that's who I wanted to win. So
yeah.
got one right there.
And the same. I did the same. I wanted Trio, and
Okay.
I picked Trio.
Then so that takes care of city council. Jump down into the school board. Estea Kessler versus Mateo Rodriguez. And I thought Estea would win, and that's also who I wanted to win.
Yeah, same here, the exact same.
Okay. Jump down to the next one, school board, was my race. Now, this one, I don't know if I was self-deprecating. I didn't want to, I don't know why. I put more stock in Facebook and that social media garbage than probably should be. But I had written down that I thought Isaiah was going to win.
Wow.
Now, of course, I wanted me to win.
Of course, yeah. Yeah, and I think more, so just knowing the way you are, yeah. I mean, because I put you down. To me, that was the easy one.
Well, there was no incumbent in that race.
Yeah.
So
and that's not putting down Mr. Lopez, but no, I think.
Well, you're sitting there seeing how things are going, right?
Yeah. So yeah, I saw that one as, to me, that was an easy one.
Well, then we had, Mark was in. We didn't write that one down.
Yeah.
He
I'm
ran-
glad Mark's in. Congratulations, Mark.
Ran unopposed. Jump into health board. We had the incumbent. Here we go with incumbent again.
Oh, yeah.
Incumbent, Letty Gallardo versus Marina Mares.
Yeah. So Marina, I really wanted.
And
to
there
win.
was that third one.
Oh, yeah,
Erlinda
Martinez.
Yeah, Erlinda Martinez.
Yes. Now, Marina, I mean,
She's who I wanted.
yeah, I wanted her too, man. We campaigned for her. We tried to help. But once again, if I had bet the house, it was the incumbent.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean anything negative.
No,
I mean, that's
it's
just hey, man, if I had to put money, just because of the situation
So
that we saw.
We both thought Letty would win
We'd
that
probably win, yeah.
Then the last one, it was health board also, and that was Rosemary Alanis versus
Yolanda
Torres.
That was my favorite one.
I thought Rosemary would win.
Me too.
And I also wanted her to win.
Me too, and she did. So the only one that you got wrong on the picks was your own race.
Right.
And you were just being modest, man. Come on.
And you were 100%.
Yeah, I was 100%. Hey, so we've been talking about all the politics in the town, the 3 boards. Not saying that we know everything, because we don't.
No.
But
We're
we
paying
were paying
attention.
attention.
Right, we're paying attention.
We were paying attention to what was going on, and we could kind of see a lot of it. I mean, I could have been wrong, but, like I said, if I had to bet the house, man, there you go. And I want to do a shout out to The guy with the that likes heavy metal.
Oh,
shirts.
Reynaldo. Yeah.
Reynaldo.
Yeah. When we were campaigning, me and Rosemary actually, he made an effort to come out and talk to us both, and he actually mentioned that he likes your shirts. And so you went out and got some more, man.
Yeah. Hot Topic had a deal going on. I bought 5. I was like, hey, because that guy said that. I'm gonna wear 5 different.
So if your wife's got a problem with the shirts, you can go see Reynaldo. Right?
Yeah. Oh no, she knows, man. I got like 40 of them, dude. And I love music, and I love heavy metal. There you go. You do too, right? Yeah, we're big fans. So then, first school board meeting.
First school board meeting. Got sworn in on Monday. I've been a school board member for 1 week today, right? It's Monday night.
It was awesome, man.
It was fun. Thank you for swearing me in.
So Joe asked me to swear him in.
Yeah.
Me and Ashton. And then Ashton brought Santa Claus. That was cool, man.
Yeah, no, they told me, they said, hey, you can have anybody you want swear you in. I said, okay, let me make a phone call.
Wow.
You said yes, that was phenomenal. Dude. It was like a passing of the baton.
Yeah, it was an honor, dude. I'll remember that forever, man.
That goes both ways. It was a huge honor.
That was awesome. And then the night starts, and it was an awesome thing to be there with you guys, man.
It was fun. I'm glad you were there. Yeah. The room was packed.
The room was packed, and it seemed to be packed with one of the unions. It seemed, most of them seemed to be the teachers union, SUDA, Selma Unified Teacher Association. And I'll be honest with you, it was a great night for the board, new members. You get to, hopefully you guys all gel. It's all about the kids, but it seemed like they were trying to make it about themselves. I don't know how you took it, man, but I took it as, okay, here's the backstory. I haven't seen their leadership at a board meeting since June.
Well, what happened in June?
And in June, we shot up the test scores. The state's test scores, and we were all riled up about it with the district. This is why Dr. Shepard's here. We want to change the culture. We want to kickstart, put some fire under everybody's butt.
Right.
And that's some people take that as a bad thing. We want to be fiscally responsible. 2018, they're down to 3% on the reserves. They were running. This district was running like crap, in my opinion. It took some new board members, and it took Dr. Shepard to come in, and there was a tremendous amount of change, man. And you got to get her to bring up what's happened the last year, man.
I think it'd be great to have a state of the district kind of.
Oh yeah, that way all the parents can see what's going on.
Yeah, talk about, because all you ever see is and like that. I give a lot of credit to social media, which I shouldn't, but it is a player, right? All you ever hear is the bad stuff. I'd like to see the good stuff going on.
Oh man, there's been a tremendous amount of good. So all the decision makers that night. Now you've become one, but right before you, all those decision makers, man, they loved what was going on. It's all about the kids. And then you see this union group comes, and they was kind of making it about themselves. It's not. It's about our kids, man.
Well, I'll tell you what. One thing that pops into my head right away is Washington School closes down, right?
Yep, yes.
There was a big deal. Oh, you can't close down Washington School, blah, blah, blah. They moved them over, and you're going to whatever.
Yeah.
And so they moved them all to Eric White.
Yeah.
Now, I got to tell you, I visited every school this last week. I went to every school, talked to every principal, introduced myself, and just told them how much I appreciate them, what they're doing. And I'm sorry, every other school, Eric White's my favorite. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
We're not your favorite, but you like them all. But
I like them all.
You had a better time that day.
I had a fun time that day with Eric White, but what nobody talks about, the cool thing is now Washington has the adult school.
Oh yes.
They're bursting at the seams.
Right, and that was supposed to be a bad thing. Come on, man.
Dude, this is a great thing. So now we have all these kids that are no longer school age. They're coming back. They're getting their diplomas.
Dude, how awesome is that?
That is amazing, man. Dude, nobody talks about that.
Yeah. So there's been all kinds of stuff: special ed, adult transition program. Then they had to retrain. Basically, you had to have mentors. Because there's a lot of stuff people just weren't doing up to par. And restriction and intervention, board policy to have this calendar now coming up with test scores, so you get to see what's going on in math and ELA,
almost a real time
what's going on. So you watch, and we wanted that so people can see it on YouTube.
Right.
So all these great things to hold people accountable. Who's mad? Why are they mad?
I'm not.
I'm not mad either. But the tone that night was, hey, new leadership. Which is fine, new leadership, but are you saying You don't like what's going on?
I don't know about new. I'd say there's new blood.
New blood.
But
I mean, it's all about the kids, man.
It should always be. Dude, when those kids. So before that meeting, I wanted to puke, man. I was so I don't know what it's nerves or just a lot of stuff going on in my life the last few weeks, but I just wanted to puke. And when those kids came in, that band.
Awesome.
Oh, it's just like,
Dude.
I think that's when everything changed, and I just relaxed and said, this is what I'm here for.
When those kids come, they come to almost every meeting, they'll give
I love it.
Oh, I did too. Oh my gosh. Hey, not only that, like when there was, like when they, and you know, because Ashton, you know, I'm into special ed. Whenever there was a topic about special ed and we vote, sometimes I would go out there and if it was about special ed, I'd be like, hey, I love the motion for this because I love this, I love it all, but I love that stuff.
Right.
When they asked me to do the flag salute, oh, I would love to.
Right.
I would love to.
Yep.
Damn, what an honor, man.
Yep, I agree.
And so these people that, so I'll bring up the lady who was mad. There was a teacher that was mad at me. Said, hey, you said something about Blue Star Moms coming to educate the educators. Yeah, I did. And I was talking about patriotism. Because we were having some pushback. Go inside, booth. We were having some pushback on the Pledge of Allegiance. Because I said, from a board meeting, I said, as a father, if you don't want to do the flag salute, can't force you, but if you don't want to do it, go work somewhere else. This is my school district.
Right. And as a father, that's exactly right.
Exactly that. Hey, man, and people got mad. Then we said, hey, if the test scores don't go up, go work somewhere else. We'll bring in other people.
Well,
what's wrong with that? We want more for the kids.
Right. It's
all not there for the adults.
That's, you know, the school district is a business. We're in the business of turning the product we produce is young adults, you know, educated young adults.
Yeah. So that same person comes out with, oh, you seem to be anti-teacher. No, not at all. I love the good teachers. You know what? If I said anything, I'd say I'm anti-bullshit. Right?
That's one way to put it.
Yeah, dude.
Right.
And, I mean, you're going to see it, but not to make this about myself. But, you know, that's what they were doing to us. You know what? No, it's about the kids.
There was a tell that night. After the band played, you know, there was a applause for about 10 seconds. It was hard to hear on the recording. I went back and watched it, but the applause when they spoke about themselves was roughly twice as long.
Yeah, there was 2 people that called me about that.
Yeah, that actually commented on it.
Yeah, they called like, hey, they made it about themselves. I go, of course they always do.
There was actually
always.
There was actually a young man that pointed that out.
Oh,
that's in the district.
Oh yeah, yes.
And he brought that up. Hey, wait a minute.
The father and son showed up to congratulate you guys, and that's what happened. The kids asking them like, why are they doing that?
Right. So it was obvious.
Yeah, dude. And then what? Most of them left. Most of the people there, especially that union part of it,
yeah, they put signs up that said welcome to the different board members, and then they left them up and left. I guess
they even left. They left.
I picked them up. Oh, I picked one of mine up, and then Shepard picked up the other 2. You know?
Dr. Shepard picked them up.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, but so they left, not even hearing, because what happens later? And I was because I left early too with Ash.
We talked about.
But I went back. Yeah. I went back and started looking at it on YouTube, and here comes the budget. Hey, we're gonna have to make sure we're fiscally sound because there could be some cuts.
Right.
They're expecting some go. Not only that, but having declining enrollment still. Yeah. Not a lot, but it's still going down. And so if you're gonna go there, and you're gonna say whatever you're gonna say, whatever it is, you should be there and knowing what's going on. You should have stayed for that part. That way you know, hey man, people aren't gonna budge because you have to be responsible with that money. Right, basically. I mean, there was a stand made by the old board. Now you guys jump right into the stand. You're gonna have to keep the stand.
Hey, just because you don't get your kid the candy bar that they want, doesn't mean you don't love them.
Exactly.
It just means, hey, we can't afford that, or we can't afford it. It's not a good idea right now.
It's not a good idea. So if you're a good partner, you understand that. Right. They're not up there lying to you.
Right. And you know what? We are Selma unified.
Unified.
Right? Heavy on the unified part. Nobody's more important than anybody else.
Exactly.
We're all on the same team, and we're all working for the same goal, and that goal is to turn out educated young adults.
Exactly. So what happens is some people make it about themselves, okay? So the school, like as a school board member, when I was one, hey, be fair to everybody. You be fair.
Right.
But I don't work for anybody in the school district.
Right. I work for the parents.
I don't work for the employees, exactly. I'm working for the kids by the employees.
Right.
That's why I used to always say that particular saying I always.
Oh, I love that one. I'm gonna co-op that one, by the way.
It works for everything.
I'm friendly to everybody, but I'm nobody's friend.
Dude, I do that at work.
I love that.
I love everybody,
Write that
man.
one down.
Yeah, but hey, I'm not your friend when it comes to doing my job, man.
Right. Yeah, because we do have
a job to do.
It's our service. It's our job to do out there.
Yeah. So, gosh, man. Anyway, man, it was an awesome meeting.
I'm excited. It was great. Like I said, I got to visit all the schools. It's just phenomenal.
And yeah, and then and not to dwell on the other aspect, the union aspect that was there, but when you really think about it, because it came off as the adults were there, right, for them.
Oh, I took it as a shot across our bow too.
Right.
Oh,
they didn't even support you.
No, I know.
They didn't endorse you.
I know.
And now here they come. Hey, we're glad you're here.
Right.
Well, you didn't even back me up when I was running.
Right.
But let's put this in a little bit of perspective for everybody out there, because I know almost no one's going to think about this. And it just happens to be SUDA, the teachers union, locally. They had a spouse on that board for many, many years.
Right. There was
And then when he left, I actually came in on that guy's spot when he left. And then another one, Mrs. Winters, comes in. She was a spouse. So they almost, and it's not like they were representing SUDA, but they had a spouse on our school board for almost 3 decades. Now, I'm not saying they did anything for the union, but, hey, man.
Well, take it for what it is.
For what it is. You could actually look at it as, hey, man, it's not a representative, but it's pretty close, to it.
Right.
I'm not saying they did anything for him, because people are going to blow it up. But they had a spouse on there for almost 3 decades. That's a fact. It's a fact.
That's
3 decades.
Yeah.
3 decades.
Well.
And then now it changes. And now you see this, everybody seems to be like, hey, take care of us. Yeah, as much as we can, but the kids come first.
Kids come first.
More money for the kids.
Kids come first. And you know what? I will say this about SUDA, right? I am 100% for SUDA if they are 100% for our kids.
For the kids.
Period.
So that night, they didn't say anything about kids that I heard.
Well, there you have it.
There you have it, right? So here's the thing, man. You got all that stuff going on. It's about the kids. Shoot, man.
It was a long meeting. I think I got in my truck at 11:40 that night when it was finally all said and done.
Yeah.
But if you say nothing's been happening in Selma,
it's been happening.
You haven't been paying attention, because
dude,
this is just school board we're talking about.
This was just that night.
We got the city. We got the city.
City, the health board.
Blanca's been teeing them up and driving.
So we're gonna have to go back and watch, because I know she's done some stuff. I mean, I heard her talk at the last one, and it blew me away. I was like, damn. That's right. What an awesome. She was talking about. She did really, really good. And then this just popped into my mind. I was kind of looking for it in my mind, going back to the whole union thing, and not to dwell on it. But the big fight was, hey, the district's offered them 8%. Now you just got there. They offered them that a while back. They've been negotiating.
Right.
The district, hey, we're not moving on it. It's open session. So that's why I'm talking about it. You were there at that last meeting.
Right.
But I was part of it. And
they talked about their 20.
They came back with the 22.8. Yeah. So 8% isn't good. 7-1, it's not good enough.
Right.
But what the heck? And so that's where it becomes important. If their membership that was there would have stayed longer, they would have heard what might be happening coming down the pipeline. You'll find out in January. Right. How
the numbers come out.
How the numbers are going to come out. They could change. They could get worse.
Yeah.
And so you got to be responsible. That's what they were talking about. Hey, we got to be responsible in the money. And then you have one of their leadership members questioning, well, you might have too much money here and there, blah, blah, blah. But wait a minute, that's not your job.
Well, yeah, I would say if you want to administrate, become an administrator. But otherwise, if you want to
teach. That's all everybody wants.
Right.
If you're a teacher, go and teach.
We've said
administrators, you're responsible for a lot of stuff.
We've said this before. Stay in your lane, bro.
Stay in your lane.
You're hired to do a particular job. Do your job. Now here's the deal. The thing is, though, an administrator doesn't have tenure. You screw up as an administrator, you're an at-will employee. You're out of here.
Yeah. I mean, something's going to happen. They can pull you from that position.
Right. Yeah, you're gonna.
Yeah. So they can pull you from that position. They can move you around. There's a lot of stuff they can do. So Yeah, you gotta do your job, like you said. Stay in your lane, bro.
Stay in your lane, bro.
Stay in your lane. And I'll say this too. One last thing on it is when Mrs. Alanis and Mr. Sahota came on that board, and before we got Dr. Shepard, Ashton, please close that door. You have that music on.
Uh-oh, he's being a teenager.
Oh yeah, man. Oh man. So we actually feel like it's a board of parents now. Doesn't matter if your kid's going to school here anymore or not, or if you're a grandparent. Don't matter. Everybody there has had kids, and we're looking out for them.
Right, right.
And I think it's the most important board.
The first school I visited was my grandson's.
There you go. Hey, how awesome! Hey,
I'm sorry, I went to his first. Sorry, everybody else.
No. Hey, but what an awesome opportunity! Dude, I was thankful you wanted to do it, and I'm totally excited for you. And that's why I'm kind of still active, because I want to have your guys' back. There's a couple dads now.
Well, hey, you know what? That's what we need. We need it in the school board. We need parents to get involved and have that.
If you want your kids to be first, you better have their back.
Have the ear of those board members. City council, same thing. You want the city to progress, you got to be involved, and you got to have the ear of the council members.
Exactly.
Health board, which we haven't talked about yet.
Man.
Health board, same thing. If you want your money to be spent the way it's supposed to be spent, you need to have the ear of your health board representative.
So here we go, health board.
Yep.
Mrs. Alanis not sworn in yet.
Nope.
But the last meeting a couple weeks ago, I believe she was in San Diego, drove down to make a statement. Because now there was a couple things on the table, on the agenda they were voting for. One of them had to do with the animal shelter. Now, no one hates the animal shelter, but there is a push from some of us to, hey, don't spend health board money at the animal shelter.
We've said it before. Don't spend the rent money on going out to eat. Man.
Exactly. And before Rosemary actually spoke that night as a citizen, but before she did, I was watching it and live. And it seemed like they were going to give him the money. And I was like, oh, no, man. You guys got to make a stand at some point. And now I see this too, Mr. Sarimian and Mr. Herrera. Now they've been gearing it towards.
They've been,
Yeah, it's been doing a good job. But it felt like they were going to give him one last, bucket of money.
Right.
And I was like, oh, man. And a lot of it had to do with microchips and stuff. Come on, man. How is that affecting the people? The seniors, the ill? Getting back to that. But so anyway, Rosemary comes and says, hey, man, you've already gotten, as a citizen, you've already gotten a lot of taxpayer money for this. We don't want you to do this anymore. Right. And I don't know what happened, but after that, man, it changed.
Well, it gave him I think it gave him some courage. It bolstered them.
You have somebody else speaking now.
Right, somebody has our back. Because I know those, and the crowd out there can be intimidating.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah. So it takes a long time to have, dude, I had 8 months of people yelling at me during that recall. Yeah, it took a while, and then it became, okay, if you're a liar, now I can challenge anybody.
Right.
The intimidation's the other way now.
Right.
So as far as, you're not going to do that to me ever again.
Right.
And so that's why now we speak up for people, because of what happened then, because you alluded to the social media, and that's where a lot of the lies come from, the twist and the distortion. Yep. It happens almost all the time.
Whisper campaigns, the half truths.
Oh yeah.
The hiding this person and deleting this person and right.
It's horrific, and it's put. Well, here's the story. Mr. Sahota, and hopefully he doesn't get mad at me for saying this, but one day when he first got on, we were walking out and we're talking and so, hey, we got to do all this for the kids, man. And he tells me, hey, man, you're not. You're different than what everybody tells me you are. And I go, what is that? He goes, everybody says you're real mean. that you cause trouble, you're real mean. And I was like, yeah, well, he goes, I don't see it. I was like, hey, well, thank you. I go, I think those are the whisper campaigns, man. People get mad because they don't get their way, or maybe I outed them, I don't know. So anyway, that's a story. Hopefully, it's okay for me to say that one.
Yeah, well, it's been said now, so.
yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, so then Rosemary makes that, and they vote. They don't vote for it. It goes 3-2,
and just by a citizen standing up and saying, "Hey, wait a minute."
And then after she did that, two of the members, I believe, two of them had said, "Our constituents don't want us spending the money like we've heard from them. They don't want us spending the money like that."
Right.
And then of course Mrs. Gallardo comes from the other side and said, "Hey, well, no one said anything about that to me." Well, I'll tell you what, I did have some people contact me from that area. Hey, who would you vote for? What do you know? Come over here, Ash. And I would say, hey, well, did you know the person there right now, this is what some of the stuff she voted for. And I would tell them, they had no idea. So I think, you know, she's gotten away with a lot of that stuff and how they're spending the money because people just didn't know.
Right.
So, but it's definitely, don't turn on the music right now, babe. But it's definitely an eye opener that Mrs. Rosemary already made an impact.
Yeah, we as citizens, separate from just being on the board, just as a citizen, you do have an impact.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
The more vocal you are, the better off you are.
Absolutely. So, hey, 100th episode.
Oh yeah, this is the 100th episode.
We've been what, 4 or 5 years?
Ooh,
4 years?
Man, 4 years. Hey man, facts and our opinions, but you know who Joel is, myself, Ashton, just from watching the videos, we're really consistent, man. You know?
Well, we have a channel. There's nobody else in town that has a channel.
Yeah.
Because the story can't stay the same.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, and if you actually went back and watched all our videos, you would know the players. You would know all the players. Man, you would know what we know.
Hey, forget that Netflix stuff. Go back and binge watch the Roger Roscoe
show.
Dude.
I used to send it to my friends on New Year's Eve, dude. Hey, watch the show.
Boom, 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 send them out.
Dude, yeah, it's been about 4 years since 20.
It's been longer than 4 years.
Yeah, well, 2018. The election before the summer of 2018, we started it. And the first one came out with Mr. Lopez and a guy. We started it, and then I had a friend named John Graham let us use his music, Infinite Aggression music in the beginning, and then real quick intro.
I don't know why I showed up. Maybe because I was running for council.
You were.
I came in.
No, I called you. You were like, "Hey, I'll be there."
I just kind of co-opted it, man. I just showed. I wouldn't go away. I was like a bad habit.
No. But I remember you reaching out saying you would say stuff like, "Man, this is awesome. That way everybody can see it."
Right.
And then it was like, okay. And then the idea started. Hey, man, we got to get information. So basically, it was about information.
Yep.
Know what's going on. The family tree. That was one of the big ones to start. Like, hey, did you know all these people are related? Well, why does that matter?
How did it start? We started with remember the Ken Gray contract.
The Ken Gray contract. Oh, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's a fascinating topic itself. Is there any more Ken Gray contracts out there?
We don't.
I mean, we don't even know. That'd be a good question to ask one of the council people to find out.
Yeah.
Because that was a hidden contract from us, the people.
And then the confidential resolution that went with that we couldn't get.
That's why we couldn't get it, because of that.
And then the attorneys changed. And
the attorney stuff.
How many police chiefs have we had since then?
Man, dude.
Whiz, man.
And that was another thing because, and another reason why we brought it up, it's all about information. Everything was about information. And it started to be honest with you too, it started because of the recall. The recall was set on lies. What was the recall about? If you ask somebody, they don't know. It was about change. You had 3 members wanted change.
Right.
And then you can even tail it back into why Dr. Shepard's here now. One of the big things that happened, well, I shouldn't even say that, but one of the big things that happened when we were looking for a superintendent from the stakeholders was that the union was too infused into everything that was going on. It needed more. The stakeholders were saying we needed more for the kids. And hey, right on, let's do it. And that's what happened. But you had to have the board change. We had to have different people in it that wanted to do that too.
The board as it wasn't going to do that.
No, it hadn't done that. There were too many friendships. Matter of fact, I told that story one time. One of the old members from the last group that left, 2018, was it 2018? Or no, 2020.
Yeah.
When he left, popped into my house, man, to tell me, hey, it's not union rat anymore, it's going good. He told me that. And I didn't tell him nothing, but I'm thinking to myself, wow, you were the main reason, man. Because, I mean, me and that dude were totally opposites.
Right.
I've always, hey, fair to everybody, but it's about our kids.
But it is 100% about the kids.
Yeah. So, and if I have people that don't like me, or people might not like you for it, well,
get in line, dude.
Yeah, hell with it. Hey, hell with it, man. You care less, right? Yeah. You got a job to do. It's like you told me the very first time you text me. You text me, man. You said you work for me in these big letters, and I was like, oh shit, I don't even know this guy. But honestly, I mean, I know who you were, but I didn't know you.
Right.
But I was like, hey, I'll go to your house and talk to you. But I was shocked. I was like, what the hell?
But it was true.
I knew
and
your
you
wife.
Can send that to me now.
Oh yeah. Oh, and I tend to. Hey, but I knew your wife for a very long time, and I was like, what? How come he's telling me anything? His wife should tell him, man, who I am, man. But hey, it is what it is. But that's But it's awesome now because it's come like full circle, man. everything we had to go through. You know, everything, the recall, everything had to happen for us to get to this point right now. Right now, before you guys came in, this board and this Dr. Shepard and the upper administrator, we all feel like, hey, it's harder than hell. I mean, they're fighting every step of the way with, you know, a lot of stuff with employees, a lot of stuff. But the fight is worth it because it's for the kids. Right. What's for the kids? I mean, shit, you don't get paid for that. Right. You get like $20 a meeting. I don't know if that's making too much noise, so just keep it here. They keep it here. So you do it as a service, man.
That's it. It's a total service.
Yeah. So not to I kind of overspoke. But,
no, you're fine. You want to hold that?
You want to play that?
You're not going to be able to do anything with it.
Yeah.
Right. Well, fine, whatever.
So, yeah. So anyway, we're pretty much
all right.
We'll wrap it up, man. Ashley's getting a little antsy.
100th episode.
Oh, wait. Shout out to your mom, bro. Yeah. To all the moms, right? But your mom.
All the moms. Hey, you know, yeah.
You lost your mom.
I did. My mom passed away. It's been, a week? 2 weeks ago now. Wow. And right in the middle of all this, she never got to see me get sworn in, but she knew I was heading there. So it was as sweet as that could be. The Lord was ever present in it without getting too preachy on you.
No, man, we need the Lord.
But yeah, it was bittersweet. So if your mom's still around,
oh, I love mine.
Give her a squeeze for me, you know.
Yeah, for sure, man. Moms are awesome.
They are awesome.
Moms are awesome.
Mine will be missed. So
yes. All right. Well, hey, man. Like, subscribe. Hey, we went pretty heavy, man.
Say something.
Say something. We went heavy on this one, but it's the truth. But I will say, hey, I'm not on the board anymore. I'm gonna let loose, man.
Hey, and if you've got something, go for it, man.
I am.
You have every right. You're a father.
I will. I want people to know what's been going on. The people that are stopping, trying to trip up people from making our kids first.
The whispers and the lies.
Oh yeah,
half-truths
the brutal truth's coming.
Yeah. Well, for me, as far as me, you can get on the school website, Selma Unified. I have an email. You can get get a hold of me through that.
Oh yeah, nice.
So
and
get involved.
Yes, and Ronaldo, Slipknot, buddy. All right, thanks guys.
Bye, Selma.